was large.
We're all over the place.
As was Brandy's stomach.
Hi guys, I'm Brandy.
And I'm Susan.
And we are the next family. And today we want to talk to you about twins. Finding out that we...
Boom!
Boom is an understatement. So finding out you're having twins, being pregnant with twins.
This is gonna be a long video.
Boom! When we found out we were having twins, it blew our minds. And literally...
That was the last thing we thought we would get.
Yeah, exactly. Like the doctor told us that there were 2 sacs instead of 1. Susan literally, do you remember this?
I was in denial.
Susan literally went like this and started like walking backwards and just like, what?
And I never stopped walking.
And it was a mind blow for us to find out that we were having twins, especially when we had a singleton at home. So
yeah,
we basically had to move out of we had to sell our house, and we had to rent a bigger house, and we had to think about things like nannies and more, because you know, prior to that we were both just taking care of our singleton.
Yeah, we had nanny help.
We had a little bit, like we had like 10 hours a week.
We had to have more, we had to have like full-time help because there was just, okay, so this is a good advice that I got from a friend of mine. He just looked at me and he goes, it's time to staff up. And that was like the best advice, actually. Just, you need help, whether it's family that lives nearby you, but if you don't have family nearby you, get help. It's worth every dollar to just get someone to help you for as much as you can kind of manage.
And we knew we couldn't afford daycare, like that was too expensive. And so through doing research and getting great advice from amazing friends, we actually ended up getting an au pair. Which I would highly recommend if you can manage the space for it. And I would also highly recommend just holistically looking at like how much a nanny would cost versus how much it would cost to actually have another bedroom. Like get it, if you don't own a place, maybe just upgrade. Because that's kind of what we did. We already had to sell our place, and so we just got a place with an extra bedroom, and we got an au pair. They're actually really, really reasonable. Like for us, it was like half the price, maybe even less.
It ends up being something like $7 an hour or $5 an hour.
Like once you calculate how many hours, and because it's kind of a trade, like they come to this country and they live with you and they learn about the culture and they get like a weekly stipend, but they're not getting paid a ton of money because they're getting to sort of live with you, and then you pay the au pair company a fee for that. And when you calculate all of that out for what you're getting for the year, it ends up being like $7 an hour, which is really kind of incredible. So for us, that was the route that we went. All we kept thinking about was how scary it is when you first find out, and how overwhelming it is. It's like you have to find the space, you have to get a bigger car, you have to decide, am I a minivan mom? Like sort of grappling with how much things are gonna change. Like all of a sudden you go from being a small family to a huge family.
Yeah. And you're like the loud ones in the restaurant, or the loud ones in the supermarket, or the loud ones at the library, or the loud ones
you're basically
every other place. You're gonna be loud.
Especially if you're a gay couple, you are like a celebrity on many levels. First of all, everyone's already staring because, you know, you're 2 women, or well, I guess 2 men as well.
Yeah.
But then on top of it, you have twins, and twins are like having celebrities. Like literally everywhere you go, everyone wants to look at the twins and talk to the twins. Constantly, people are wanting to talk to our twins or about our twins. Let me tell you something about the car. Number 1, you want to have a bigger vehicle because it's much, much more comfortable, and over time as they get older they kind of start to fight and whatever. But we went and got this huge, huge vehicle, and it was really comfortable, and it was a great thing. If you have a small car and you can't just go out and get a huge vehicle, don't. Because right now, I drive like a little Ford that literally has just a regular back seat, and they are all 3 piled in there, and everyone is fine. And one thing that I didn't factor in my planning is that kids are easy, meaning they're just easy-going. It's like you tell them where to go, and they go there, and they're fine, and they're all together.
I don't think Brandy has ever met our children.
No, but I mean, it's like they're all stuffed into the back of my car, and
that's true.
Sometimes they're fighting and stuff, but That's just what it is. And we had a big car for a while, and Susan has a big car, but our second car has always been a small car. So, you know, I think it's easier, but it's not impossible. And I was just so overwhelmed with the amount of things that I felt like had to change that I just want to tell you that's not a major thing. Take care of yourselves. Try as hard as you can to go on dates as early as you can after having the twins. And we've said this before, just in general with having kids, but twins are hard. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna be exhausted. They take a lot out of you, and it's an amazing experience, and it's totally worth it. But just make sure that you are finding a way to connect with each other, even if it's, okay, we can't do date night because we don't have someone babysitting, but we're designating this as date night, and we're setting up a little table, and we're making it a romantic dinner, and we're gonna do something more spontaneous than we would on a regular night, or we're gonna change up a routine. Find a way to take care of each other. The other thing is, I swore I didn't want to double nurse. I was like, I don't want to be like a milk factory, and it just seems so gross to do it. Not gross, but I don't know. I just
like
didn't
a cow.
want to do it. I
Brandy
felt like a
I'm
cow,
not gonna
and
be
it's
a
like
cow.
it seemed like a lot of work. And the first night in the hospital, the first kid woke up. I nursed her, put her down, started to fall asleep, and then like 10 minutes later, Penn woke up. I nursed him, put him down, and then it felt like, you know, 45 minutes later, Bella woke up, and I started to realize, like, I wasn't gonna be any good to them if I was so exhausted that I couldn't kind of keep up with my sleep. So right then and there at the hospital, I was like, I need a lactation consultant. I need to learn how to double breastfeed. I need to do this. And it was not about vanity anymore. It was just like, how do I get through the night? You know what I mean? It just, remember?
Double breastfeeding and like just how
You guys don't have to
amazing.
do it. I mean, I think if you're the type of person that can pump and have your partner help, for us, I'm not a very good pumper. I knew I was gonna wake up in the middle of the night anyway. I wanted to let her sleep so she could be of use to me during the day, and so I just did it. I would recommend personally a sleep schedule and keeping them on the same sleep schedule. Now, again, everyone has their own opinions, but you are gonna be exhausted, and they are gonna be exhausted, and everyone's gonna be exhausted if you don't streamline their sleep schedule. But if you really stay consistent in putting them down at the same time and really sort of encouraging that sleep schedule, and we can go into a whole other video about that if you want to, it's so helpful. It's so helpful. And we had them on the same nap schedule, on the same nighttime schedule.
Feeding.
Yeah.
Everything.
The last bit of advice, and the only reason I say this is that when we had our first child, it took a toll on our relationship. So we realized at age 2, that's when things start to get easier, and then therefore it's easier on your relationship. So when we found out we were pregnant with twins, we said, let's do a verbal contract that we will not split up. We will not even talk about splitting up until the kids are 2. So even if we are like, we're done,
Hating each other.
we're waiting, we're riding it out until they're 2, because so many things change. Hormonally, I was more balanced because I wasn't nursing anymore by 2. The kids are old enough that they're surviving. That like mama bear thing that some of us get, I totally got. All those things at 2 seemed to settle down. And actually, we almost did split up at like age 7 months, and then we wrote it out. And at 2, we were like, no.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah. So hopefully this video was informative, or at least interesting, or something.
Please, you guys, ask questions if you have any. We're also on our own channel on The Next Family going to do sort of a little bit more in depth in the whole story about finding out that we were having twins. This was more just advice and to get the conversation started. So thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.